What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Anime Vanguards video. Today I'm showcasing the new slime unit right here, who you can obtain from the secret portals in the spring portal drop list, which I actually have one right here. Before we get into it though, I do want to say real quick, if you go over here to the traits area, Monarch is useless on this guy. You want Ethereal. It is very similar to the situation with Ragna, who was last season's portal unit. But you do not want Monarch. Monarch actually makes him worse. Speaking of Ragna though, question of the day, Slime or Ragna, which one do you like better? Make sure to like and subscribe below and comment your answer. Alright, so we're here in the sandbox mode, and I'm going to place down one of these guys right here, and we're going to read over his passives. So his first passive basically just says that every upgrade this unit gets reduce the cost of the next upgrades of other player-owned placements of this same unit by 3%. So that is one trait that Monarch just makes entirely useless right there. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna place down all of these guys. He has a 4 placement. So what you want to do right here, I'm actually going to I'm gonna show you guys the best way to upgrade this, because you do not want to upgrade him like this. You don't want to upgrade your 4 placements like all the way to max like that. You don't want to do that, because doing this will make him cost about 152,000 total across all placements. What you want to do instead, hold on, let me actually just back away from all the lightning right here. What you actually want to do instead is go into the unit manager. Well, we're going to the unit manager in this case, that way I'm not right up in all that lightning. But what you actually want to do is you want to upgrade them one by one, like this. You don't want to upgrade like the same one multiple times at a time. You just want to upgrade them one by one. And I actually did the math for this, and this will actually make him cost only about 102,000 yen across all 4 placements, making all 4 of these placements about 50,000 yen cheaper. So this is much better for cost efficiency than it is to upgrade all of them, like, for it is to, like, upgrade one all the way to max and then do the other one. But now we're going to go ahead and look at his second passive. The second passive will give him the ability Great Sage. He has this on placement as well. He actually has all of these passives on placement, but this one right here, he will gain the active ability Great Sage, and once Great Sage has identified an enemy, this unit deals 40% more damage to that enemy, and an enemy can only be identified once. So how this works right here, you have this Great Sage ability, and you can basically select an enemy, and a prompt will appear explaining the enemy mechanics, mutators, and what those mutators will do. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna give a boss like 30 times health right here, and we're gonna give him some extra modifiers. We're gonna give him regen, we'll give him shielded, and we'll give him exploding. And we're gonna spawn this in. And now we're gonna use Great Sage on him, and a prompt will appear, and we can see he has 30 times health. We can see that he has regen, shielded, and exploding. Now, this is kind of useless for, like, endgame players who know what everything has and what everything does. Even in PvP, this is kind of useless because it only shows how much economy and yen your opponent has, which I assume can be helpful to see if they're trying to build, like, a ton of yen in economy, but who am I talking about? Everyone does that anyway, so it's really useless. However, due to his passive, though, it's not entirely useless because identifying an enemy will make that one Rimuru deal 40% more damage to it. So that is okay, like, I guess for boss killing. It has good boss killing potential, but nothing else outside of that. Now, the third passive will, you actually already saw it with the stat buffs right here, the 2.2 times stat buff right here. For every currently placed copy of this unit that is placed, this unit gains 30% extra damage. Any buff applied to this unit is shared among all the placements, and it does not count for any stage buffs such as the weather or full AoE buffs such as Haruka Rin. So basically, you place down all of them and they all get stronger. Now, this does not work with other Rimurus that other players own. It only works with your own Rimurus. So I had to learn that the sad way. But that last part right there is actually rather confusing. So note that this does not mean that full AoE buffs do not work, because if I place down a Subaru, all of them did just gain the 10% right there, and if I place down a Haruka Rin and I just, like, skip some waves, they do all gain these buffs right here. What it actually means, though, is that if we take a unit like Orihime, who is the only unit who buffs a singular unit right here, if we take her, and you can see that only one slime is in range, and yet that just because this one slime received the buff, all of them received the buff. Now, I don't know why they bothered to include that part, because that is extremely useless, just due to the simple fact that, like, who's using Orihime at all? And I believe Orihime is the only unit who buffs a singular other unit at a time. So, I personally don't understand what the point was of that. But overall, Rimuru is definitely a really good unit, especially considering this is a full AoE right here. So if we add up all of this, like, it's basically 28,000 DPS right here, just off of, like, just off of these four right here, plus it's full AoE. Then you have to consider the fact that if you get Ethereal, then he is going to be a lot better. He should have, with Ethereal, close to 11,000 DPS, I believe. So if he has 11,000 DPS, that bumps it up to 44,000 DPS full AoE, which isn't the best, but it's definitely good. I would say he's definitely, like, he might be like below sub-meta, like, or in sub-meta. Even though he's not absolute meta right now, I would highly recommend getting him because he is a really cool concept and a unit that I'm hoping they actually buff in the future. Hopefully they buff this guy, because really, like Rimuru deserves much more than this. He's broken in his light novel. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the showcase. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord below. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Did I already say good luck on the grind? Well, that's about it. See ya. My name